This one goes out to Derek the Shithouse Chisora. You're running, Derek, from the trilogy. Call yourself War, but you should call yourself Chicken. Because you're running from a trilogy from a career highest payday. Get a fucking contract signed. Stop being a shithouse.
Tyson, stop talking shite, mate. Phone mummy and daddy. Mummy's Frank Warren. Daddy is fucking Bob Aaron. Tell them you want to hang out with me, okay? And send me the paperwork, bitch. Yeah?
Do you know the funny thing is, people love to do deals and then ask for more or change the goalposts. But the usual thing is for me is, then I tell them to go get fucked. So there we are.
Ooh, what's good, family? It's your man the YB, back once again. So we just heard there from your mans, Tyson Fury and Derek Delboy Chisora. Now obviously more time, your man the YB a little bit late still, but you man know, your man the YB, he's fucking cunt. Ooh, what's good, family? It's your man the YB, back once again. So we just heard there from your mans, Tyson Fury and Derek Delboy Chisora. Now listen, obviously your man the YB a few days late still. However, people who follow the channel will know that times are truly peak for UK boxing, and that means whether hell or high water, your man the YB must squeeze every little bit of juice out of any content that's knocking around. What's that, YB? This happened a week ago. You're damn right it did. Yeah? Your man the YB ain't wasting no scraps. There was a time doing 3 videos a day and missing this bit, missing that bit. Things was popping off. These times, truly peak. These times, we must drudge up our news from a week ago. Anyway, nonetheless, luckily for you, man, I did cram in. I mean, truth be known, in normal circumstances, this video would have been 4 videos. I'd have made one for each one. So just, you know what I mean, pat yourself on the back and consider yourselves lucky, 100%. Anyway, off the rip, Fury came out a week ago now and said, Chisora, I want to catch you slipping in the ring one more time. 3rd time, I want to roll you up and smoke on that prime premium Chisora pack. That's what Fury said. Fury said, stop ducking, stop hiding, can't get hold of you. 2-2s. Chisora, he hears the smoke from Fury. He responds and says, listen Tyson, I haven't heard nada from you. Yeah, get your daddy and your mummy, Frank and Bob, to come through and give man the pattern, give man that contract pattern ASAP. And that's where it was for a while. Obviously people made videos saying, oh, this is an awful idea, etc, etc. 2-2s. The next thing we know, Fury comes out in this video saying, boom, people are asking for too much money, and when people do that, he tells them to F off. Now this little slight was in kind of, what's the word? It was given a shout out back in, what was it, February, January time, when Dillian White and AJ were asking for too much money for the whole U6 step aside. Eddie Hearn came to Tyson Fury back in January and said, listen Tyson, if you can handle the middleweight for us, we will then pay you some step aside money. I'll tell you that, you know. Eddie Hearn came begging to Tyson Fury and said, listen Tyson, we need you to handle the middleweight for us. And whilst you handle the middleweight for us, you need to pay us step aside. Tyson Fury said, no problem. I will handle the middleweight for you, and I'll pay you some step aside. 2-2s. Dillian and AJ got too greedy and tried to double their step aside, and they played themselves out of a free bag. Anyway, that's what Fury was getting at. Fury sacked off the Usyk fight back in January this year because weird ass dudes Dillian and AJ were trying to be smart when they're low IQ. Listen, AJ is low IQ. Super duper low. Yeah, not even a little bit high, his IQ. Yeah, Dillian, I mean, look at the guy. No chin and no skills. All this time in the gym, all this time in Portugal. The first shot that landed, you go sleep. What's that about? What is that about? Where are they doing that at? I'm sorry, yeah. hate to digress here, but listen, check this one. Check this one. Have you ever seen a generation before in boxing where the top dudes go in there, don't land a glove, end up chinned in the first shot that lands? I swear down. Never mind even the top dudes. Back in the 90s, yeah, there'd be top 20 guys who would go in there and give you a good scrap. You know what I mean? They'd actually land a few shots. Yeah? Who knows? Maybe even put people down. You understand? Back in the day, random ass top 20 dudes would put down some of these top champions. Dillian's supposed to be, he top 3. People was gassing Dillian. He top 3. Yeah, he washed Wilder. I've already been repented for my sins. I've sinned. Lord, I am a sinner. Yeah, I told people before, Dillian White would wash Wilder. Dillian White would do nothing. Tell I, the only thing, I'm wrong. Dillian White would wash Wilder. Dillian White would wash Wilder's knickers. That's it. And the only thing about Wilder, Dillian would wash, would be his knickers and his whatever else he's wearing. 100%. Yeah, Dillian White will wash Deontay Wilder's laundry. That's all he'll be washing. He ain't gonna wash nothing else. That's what you best believe. Anyway, where was I? Back to this other clown situation. So Fury alleges Chisora was asking for more money. Now at the time I heard that, I was gobsmacked. Now I don't want to see this fight, but for what it's worth, in my head I was thinking, what planet? And I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. I'm sure Chisora put a story out about 2-3 days ago, before Fury made his final video saying Chisora got too greedy. I'm sure Chisora made a video saying, Tyson Fury only offered me 2 million, and that wasn't enough. Now, I couldn't find it. I don't know whether I imagined it. If you man heard that as well, let me know. Either way, when I saw that video of Chisora saying 2 mil wasn't enough, I was like this. I thought, it just shows you how disconnected this game really is from reality. How can a man who's washed to bits like Chisora be turning down 2 million? No, seriously, there was goobers in the comments saying things like, 2 million is a shocking offer from Fury, that's disgraceful, imagine that as a percentage. This is a $30 million fight, he's giving Chisora less than 10%. I thought, I don't care what he's giving him. Bear in mind, people, Fury is the WBC champion. If he gives you a $2 million olive branch, you take it, you bite his hand off. That's where I was up to. I couldn't believe it. It makes you wonder, how much are these guys making? Because from Chisora's point of view, and I guess he's probably thinking, well, 2 million isn't even 10%. So I get it. From his point of view, you've got to try, ain't you? You've got to at least try. Okay, he's offered 2, let me go for 4. Innit? Knowing that the fight's worth 30 million. Even 4 million would only be, 13% or something like that? Small fry. But people forget that Dillian White, he was getting 20%, and he was a challenger as such. So really, a random ass dude who Fury's already beat twice before, being offered 10%, or sorry, 6% or whatever it is, he should have chewed his hand off. Anyway, so by this point I was kind of fuming. I was not fuming, but I was kind of thinking, what's wrong with the world today? Not that I even want to see the fight, but on the case, or taking it for the details sake, yeah, for the details sake, I'm sitting there thinking, what world do we live in where a man who's really got nothing going on in his own career, Chisora, at the very end, should be looking to cash out? Why would he turn the situation down? And do what? Now, I might be wrong here, and that's what I said. How much are these guys making? How much did Chisora make for the Pulev fight? God forbid it was more than $1 million. If he got paid more than $1 million for that, we now understand why or how he was able to turn down Tyson Fury's 2 million. I mean, if you get paid $1 million for fighting Pulev, I'd probably turn down 2 to fight Fury as well, because Fury versus Chisora in the UK is way more than double as big as Chisora and Pulev. And really, it just shows you how distorted the whole boxing market is at the moment. If Chisora was able to make $1 million versus Pulev, like, what are we doing here? These guys making life-changing money, just doing random ass gimme fights. Yeah, random ass 40-year-old dude versus random ass 40-year-old dude, just knocking out meals here and there for fun. Nonetheless, I don't see where Chisora is going to get another 3-2 million. That's where I was at. Gobsmacked. 2-2s. Chisora then comes out, puts a few videos clowning Fury out for being money hungry. And Chisora then says, boom, Tyson Fury, quit lying. Your team, Frank and Bob, haven't contacted me once. No one has ever sent me any term sheet or any official information. So now it's at this point, bear in mind that was the last communication from either man on the topic. I'm sitting there thinking, what the fuck? This guy Fury, man, is wild. 2-2s. Shortly after dropping Chisora, Fury comes out, posts a video up, and he's all in Iceland chasing for Bjornsson around. And then, lo and behold, shortly after that, he announces his retirement conveniently on his birthday. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Chisora said that Tyson Fury is bipolar. And I'm not an expert. Obviously, you might know I'll be an expert, but listen. More time. Bipolar, from what I understand. These guys, when they're on a buzz, yeah, they're just buzzing. Proper. They're buzzing at 100 miles an hour. Yeah? Let's not forget, people, this wasn't the case of, well, YB Fury's just having fun on the internet. No, he actually flew to Iceland. That is, anyone who knows anything about bipolar will tell you, that is bipolar 101. Yeah? No impulse control. Oh, we go Iceland, let's go Iceland. Buzzing. Bouncing off the walls. So 1 minute Fury's calling out Chisora, sends no contract. Next minute, he's not only calling out 4, he's actually in Iceland, and 4 wasn't even there. Bipolar is one key characteristic of it would be not even thinking things through. You don't even know 4's there, and you're just flying out. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no measured or stepped thinking. It's like genuinely a ball bouncing off the walls. Yeah, when you throw a ball against the wall, you don't know where it's going. Just bouncing all over the place. And it seems to be the final blow, obviously, was when he came out with a retirement. He goes from, I want Chisora, but I don't send no contract. I want 4. I'm going to Iceland. He's not even in Iceland. I'm going anyway. And then he finds himself on his birthday, no doubt buzzing some more, and thinks, how can I add to this buzz? Boom. I'll play the retirement card for the 1400th time this month. This guy. Someone needs to tell this guy to sit down somewhere. And no one believes it. No one believes any of the things going on anymore. I actually thought at the time Fury was half serious about the Chisora fight. It just goes to show, and actually thinking about it, yeah, and reading between the lines, when Chisora said that Frank Warren and Bob Arum haven't actually sent anything through, it made me flash back to a week ago, or 2 weeks ago now, 10 days ago now, when Bjornsson came out and said, Fury, if you're serious about this, send something through. Now at the time, I didn't think of nothing of it, but it's adding up now. This guy Fury is just living in his bipolar up, yeah? There's no infrastructure behind it. He's literally just on the internet tweaking out, bottom line. Doing deals on the internet that aren't real. That's the bottom line here. Just to knock up hype. And we know the AJ fight coming in hot. And what I do find a bit skeptical is the fact that, I mean, Eddie Hearn and AJ, or Eddie Hearn in particular, will say, yeah, Fury's trying to steal our shine. Now, for a long time, I'd have called you a liar. But when you think about it, what do we know? Well, Fury fought Bomilian Shite back in April. He's been actually relatively quiet for the last 2 months. Well, sorry, from April to June, he ain't really say a lot. He wasn't trying to make fights with Chisora. He wasn't trying to make fights with 4. Now, the month or the few weeks leading up to the AJ fight, that's when all this stuff has been set off. Now, I don't even know if Fury's doing this, consciously. He might just be in this bipolar buzz phase. He don't even know he's doing it. Do you know what I mean? So, subconsciously, his mind, oh, AJ's got a fight. on August 20th. Let me get buzzing all over the internet. Yeah, and just be all over the place, super duper sloppy with it. But yeah, man, for me, I'm sure there's many people out there who will tell you that, oh, YB, we've been knowing this about Fury, but the last week for me has just gone on to prove that Fury really is a tweaker. Bottom line, he is a tweaker, a textbook tweaker. Yeah, all over the place, super duper messy with it. Yeah, and it's quite a shame because none of us want to see the 4 fight. Yeah, none of us want to see the Chisora fight, but for what it's worth, I like to have, especially the top people in the sport, it means something. Your word is supposed to mean something. And again, I'm sure there's people who laugh, YB, why are you taking Fury's word serious? Yeah, I get it, but still, from a principle point of view, I'd like to think, this for me is a bit of a new low. I didn't know Fury was proper trying to make fights online, and then behind closed doors, not even doing it. It's like, the only thing worse than Fury vs Chisora and Fury vs 4 is Fury lying about trying to make Fury vs Chisora and Fury vs 4. Imagine that. Imagine using them of all the people to clout chase with. It's like, okay, now, do you know what I'm saying? Is this man really that desperate for some weird clout or whatever it is? Super weird. I'm not sure what angle he's getting at, and really, on reflection, it makes me think, why did Tyson Fury pick those two names in particular? Notice he didn't say, oh, me and Joe Joyce, let's fight, or any of the top guys. He picked two guys who, you know what I'm saying? So it does beg the question. It's almost as if for me, he's going for the angle of, well, I don't want to say anything that's too realistic, because then, if a fight which has question marks around it, like if Fury starts calling out Usyk or Joe Joyce, that then can look like a duck, if you get what I'm saying. For example, Fury vs Chisora, if that falls through, we all know Fury would win that genuinely with one hand. Same as Fury vs 4. So it doesn't, no one really cares about that. But if, for example, Fury says, oh, me and Joe Joyce, let's run it, and then Fury doesn't send any contracts and clearly isn't serious, that then is a genuine, or that then becomes a genuine argument that, wow, Fury ducked Joyce. What are we doing here, man? Messy. Now, I was about to say, I don't know who's advising Tyson Fury, but realistically, no one is advising Tyson Fury. He does whatever he wants. That's what we can confirm right now. And I believe Frank Warren and Bob Arum, they don't even buy into this stuff. Clearly. Fury literally, from now on, I'm convinced now. 100%. Before, it might have been 95%. But now, I'm 100% convinced you can't take anything he says online worth anything. Which really is a shame. It should be going the other way. People on the internet, the internet's one of the worst things that's ever been made. Back in the day, the whole thing used to be, I'm a man, take me at my word. Your word used to be your bond. It used to be, it used to be something people would hold themselves to. The internet age, multiplied by bipolar, it's gone the other way now. Now it's like, yeah, he's 100% going to be capping. Honestly, it's super sad. It's super sad to see grown men just tell lies 24/7. Just pure cap be coming out of their mouths. Shocking. Where do we go from here? Well, in all fairness, we've been going in this direction. I'm retired. I'm coming back. 500 million. Chisora. 4. Super messy. I don't know what it is. Can it be fixed? I mean, Fury's 35-year-old. He's most likely stuck in his ways. Clearly, he don't take no advice from no one. Because no one in their right mind would be advising Fury to be carrying on like this. It just takes away, and I've been saying it for a while, Fury don't need to be doing these weird things. These kind of weird behaviours, yeah, are usually committed by individuals who don't have no substance. For example, you might see someone like Ryan Garcia, who don't have no belts. He stayed calling out all the big names, and none of the fights ever happen. That makes sense. He's young, he clout chasing. Fury is at the top of his game, and still, he act like a random ass loudmouth bum. Fury is like the real deal version of Tom Little, just full of gas. It's like, what the? I don't get it. And no one's asking Fury to have a stick up his ass and be super duper corporate, but Jesus Christ, just tell us what you're doing. If you're retired, be retired. If you're fighting Chisora, send the contract to Chisora. Or don't. Or just sit down somewhere, like I said at the start of the video. This social media age has got grown ass man thinking, oh, I must put out some TikTok today. Oh, if I don't put out a TikTok video, then weird. People are so thirsty for attention. They fiend for it. Bunch of social grown ass men. And the worst thing is, most people say things that are social media. Women are ruining social media. It's the big buff 6'9" dudes that are ruining social media hand in hand. Okay, no.